My brother claimed my access key at SpaceX. Until the launch demanded my clearance, the Bloomberg alert hit my phone at 6:47 a.m. on a Tuesday. Orbital Systems Corp. Acquired by SpaceX for $2.8 billion. Founder James Chin hailed as the genius behind revolutionary launch automation software. I was standing in my small Pasadena kitchen, halfway through pouring coffee before heading to JPL when the notification appeared. My hand froze. Orbital Systems Corporation, my brother's company. The one I had poured 4 full years into, building the core software from nothing. The launch automation system I single-handedly designed. My work, James's name on the company, $2.8 billion. I tapped open the full article. There was a photo, James shaking hands with Elon Musk, both smiling like they'd invented gravity. The write-up called James the visionary founder who created breakthrough launch prep technology, slashing preparation time from weeks to days. Not a single word about me. Not Dr. Maya Chin, the aerospace engineer with 3 advanced degrees, NASA certification, and every critical line of code in that system written by my hands. Just James. The MBA brother with charm, connections, and a polished pitch deck. My phone rang. Mom, voice bubbling with pride. Weya, did you see? Your brother sold his company for $2.8 billion. We're all flying to Turks and Caicos next week to celebrate. James is buying us a villa. Mom, that software is mine. I built the entire system. Of course you helped beta. But James created the company. He raised the money, hired people, closed the SpaceX deal. Be proud of your brother, Maya. This is huge for the family. I didn't help. I'm the lead developer. My security clearance is hard-coded into the kernel. Maya, don't be jealous. It doesn't look good. James worked so hard. Let him have this moment. She ended the call before I could speak again. At 7:23 a.m., I called James. Champagne and voices in the background. He answered on the 4th ring. Weya, I was just about to call you. Did you see? $2.8 billion. Unreal. Deal closes next week. James, you told everyone, including investors and press, that you developed the launch automation system. I built the business around your code, yes. But without my vision, strategy, and deal-making, it would still be a GitHub repo. I turned your engineering into a $1 billion product. Your name is everywhere. Mine is nowhere. It says I developed the technology. Bez, I own the company, Maya. That's how IP works. You're getting your payout. Your equity is 8% now, about $224 million after taxes. Generational wealth. Celebrate instead of complaining about credit. 8%. My original stake was 35%. That was before your funding rounds and executive dilution. All in the shareholder agreements you signed. Look, the SpaceX integration team is here. We'll talk later. James, my biometric clearance and security codes are embedded in the system. It won't run without my authorization. What are you saying? The launch automation has FDA-mandated multi-layer safety protocols. My credentials are required for any live deployment. You can transfer authorization to SpaceX easy. No, not easy. The system was certified under my name and clearance. Any change needs full FAA recertification. That's 24 months minimum. His voice dropped, cold. Maya, do not threaten this deal. You would be destroying your own future too. I'm not threatening. I'm explaining reality. You sold something you don't fully control. SpaceX has the best engineers. They'll figure out the transfer. Not without me, they won't. I hung up. I immediately called Dr. Robert Hassan at the FAA, the officer who led our original certification process. Dr. Chin, saw the SpaceX news. Congratulations. Robert, quick question. Who holds primary operational clearance for the orbital launch automation system? You do. Certified under your credentials as principal engineer. Biometric auth is baked into the safety chain. Can anyone else authorize live use? No, not without new certification application and full review. For this complexity level, 2 years at least. Maybe longer if issues arise. After the call, I logged into the orbital repo. My access hadn't been revoked yet. I opened the authorization module deep in the safety-critical layer. Every real-world activation required. My fingerprint scan, my unique 6-factor security code, live ping to the FAA certification database. Tied to my name, I had fought hard for those controls during design. Autonomous rocket systems are too dangerous for anything less than ironclad human oversight. The FAA agreed and made it a condition of approval. Those safeguards meant I was legally the only person who could allow the system to command an actual rocket. At 2:34 p.m., an urgent email from SpaceX integration team. Dr. Chin, we are preparing to deploy orbital automation for Starlink mission November 3. We need your authorization credentials and biometric enrollment for system activation. Please respond ASAP. I wrote back. Before providing any authorization, I need to review full acquisition documents and employee transfer agreements. Please send all relevant contracts. 19 minutes later. Acquisition finalized with Orbital Systems Corp. Your authorization is still required for operational use. Launch in 12 days. Provide credentials immediately. My reply, I have signed no employee transfer agreement. I have not consented to authorization handover. Until resolved, I cannot grant operational clearance. 23 minutes passed. James called, voice tight. What the hell are you doing? SpaceX is asking why you won't authorize. This is sabotage, Maya. This is protecting IP I created under my clearance. You sold a system you cannot legally deploy. You're an Orbital employee. I own the company. I don't need your permission. Actually, you do, because FAA certification is tied to my personal credentials. Only I can legally trigger it. You're blackmailing me. I'm correcting fraud. You sold SpaceX something undeliverable without me. That's on you. What do you want? Restore my original 35% equity in the sale proceeds. Official credit as principal engineer and architect. And a direct SpaceX employment contract reflecting my real role. Impossible. Deal is signed. Can't reopen it now. Then you have a $2.8 billion contract for technology you can't use. Good luck explaining that to Elon. You're ruining everything. Parents, investors, everyone. You ruined it when you lied about who built the system. I'm just not enabling the lie. He slammed the phone down. Next 8 hours, non-stop calls and emails. James's lawyers threatening suit. SpaceX general counsel requesting emergency calls. Orbital investors panicking. At 6:52 p.m., Dr. Sarah Kimura, SpaceX VP of Launch Operations, called. Dr. Chin, I've reviewed everything. Your credentials check out. 3 PhDs, NASA certs, 94% of core commits in the repo are yours. Your brothers are mostly docs and management files. Yes, and the system really won't run without your personal authorization because of FAA rules. Correct. Biometric plus code plus FAA database check. Any change needs recert. 2 years minimum. Long pause. We paid $2.8 billion expecting immediately usable technology. If you won't authorize, we have a serious problem. I understand. We were told your brother was the principal engineer. That was false. We were told the system was freely deployable. Also false. We're prepared to renegotiate. What would it take for you to authorize deployment and join SpaceX? Recognition of my original 35% stake, $980 million. A senior engineering role with appropriate pay. And public credit for my work. I'll make calls. At 9:47 p.m., 2 documents arrived. 1. Offer letter, Senior Launch Systems Engineer, $420K base plus equity. 2. Amended acquisition agreement recognizing my 35% ownership in Orbital, valued at $980 million. James called at 10:15 p.m., voice shaking with rage. You just stole $980 million from me. My payout, my reputation, everything I built gone. You built nothing. You took credit for my 4 years of work and sold it. I raised the money. I ran the company. I closed the deal. You just wrote code. Code SpaceX can't use without me. You gambled no one would verify who really built it. You lost. Investors are talking fraud, clawbacks. Mom and Dad are devastated. This is your fault. No, it's yours for lying. I'm not enabling your lie anymore. He hung up. Next morning, SpaceX released an updated statement. SpaceX announces amended acquisition of Orbital Systems Corp. And appointment of Dr. Maya Chin as Senior Launch Systems Engineer. Dr. Chin, Principal Architect of the Orbital Automation Technology, will lead integration and future development. Within hours, the story spread. Headlines: Credit dispute emerges in $2.8 billion SpaceX deal. Female engineer reclaims role in launch automation breakthrough. James Chin faces questions over technical contributions. My inbox filled, apologies. From old colleagues. Interview requests, LinkedIn flood from aerospace engineers. James sent one text. Hope you're proud. You destroyed your own brother. I blocked him. 4 months later, I stood in SpaceX launch control at Cape Canaveral for Starlink Mission 47. My automation system, fully integrated, rigorously tested, FAA approved, was running the entire pre-flight sequence. T10 seconds, room silent. Primary developer clearance required. Dr. Maya Chin, authenticate. I placed my hand on the scanner, entered my code. Authorization confirmed, proceeding with automated launch sequence. Falcon 9 rose clean and perfect. The system managed propellant load, engine start, stage sep, payload deploy, every phase flawless. Control room exploded in applause. Dr. Kimura walked over, smiling. Textbook. Your system performed exactly as advertised. Thank you. Your brother called yesterday, wanted to pitch himself as a consultant. Said he had valuable system insights. What did you say? Told him we already have the architect on staff. No need for someone who claimed her work. That night in my new place near Kennedy Space Center, I scrolled news coverage. Articles now called me the engineer behind SpaceX's next-generation launch automation. James appeared only as former Orbital CEO whose technical role is disputed. My parents called. Dad's voice formal. Maya, we saw the launch. Congratulations, we're proud of you. Are you proud of the work or of the $980 million? Silence. Mom spoke. That's not fair. What's not fair is 32 years of being told James was the brilliant one while I quietly built things that actually flew. We didn't mean. You did. James got praise for confidence and stories. I got ignored for being technical. Turns out code matters more than charisma. He's your brother, he's struggling. Can't you help him? He stole credit for 4 years of my life and sold it for billions. His struggle is the consequence, not my burden. I ended the call. James moved to Austin, started something in AI logistics. Investors steer clear. His name carries permanent damage. I feel no guilt. I design systems that guide real rockets. My name is on the patents. My photo runs in major outlets. My code flies billion-dollar missions. Last week, SpaceX announced Mars mission plans using an enhanced version of my platform. They're calling it the Chin Protocol, not James Protocol. Chin Protocol because I designed it, built it, earned it. No one can take that away again. Every launch now logs the same line. System activated by Dr. Maya Chin, Principal Engineer. Not James. Me. Because the rockets recognize who really wrote the code, even if my family never did. They know now. Thank you for watching my story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and press the bell icon. Stay tuned for more real-life stories, get more experiences.